And people, as you're checking out that description, I am, of course, the Golden One, Ricky Goldman. This right here is the channel that has it all. It is the People's Wrestling Channel. And this, for the third time, is...
Welcome to... Doesn't matter!
That is right, that it doesn't matter what we call this quiz, the quiz, not for jabronis. Once again, check out that description. So let's bring in the challengers. First of all, the guy that laid the smackdown on his opponent, and it's a man they call Justin.
It's good to be back. Good to be
back. And how are you, and how are you feeling about this? You beat your opponent quite decisively last time.
Oh, man. He put up a good fight, though. Put up a good fight.
I suppose. And your opponent, that he got quite lucky. It was 11, so he got 11. His opponent got 10, and it is Ian.
That's luck of the Irish.
Okay, and how are you?
Yeah, grand, choked up, but I could do it. Here to take over. I'm here to take over.
So you probably know, if people want to comment whilst I'm doing this, that's fine. You probably know the rules already.
Yeah, I talked out a few times last week.
I'll run. Well, I've got a phone just in case I need to check answers. I'm going to write down the points, so then we're not. I'm not kind of making the points up as I go along. 25 questions, 10 easy, 10 medium, 5 hard. All about The Undertaker, Ric Flair, and Raw. If you can let me ask the question, and then the first person to say ding can answer. If you don't know, the other person has 10 seconds to answer. And you can have up to 2 clues for half a point. But most of these are easy, so yeah, let's get on with it. So question 1 is the date, not the year, the date of The Undertaker's WWE debut. Not the year, but the actual, well, yeah, the year as well, but the date. If you're struggling, well, I can give you, I'll give you a clue, but not take any points away. It was obviously Survivor Series. It was in the month of,
ding.
Well, when he Survivor Series.
Ding.
Go on.
November 1990.
Was it? Let me see. And it, give me a second. It is correct. Yeah.
You see, when you said the date, you never said the month. I knew it was November, but you never said the actual
November
date.
1990 at...
Yeah, what's the official date? What's the official date number?
1990. You got it right.
Year. That's the year. The
what?
date. No, the date number.
What?
You're saying the year.
It's actually on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It was. Yeah, I think. Okay, let me double check. So it was 1990, obviously, but when was the year? It was Survivor Series. So Thanksgiving, because of the gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
So whatever day if Thanksgiving is the same every year, isn't it? Justin?
No, it's not different years. It's not like Christmas when it's just the 25th.
Okay, so it's not like... Okay, then. It's not like Easter. Easter changes every year for some reason. Anyway, I don't get it. I don't get how that works, but... so question 2. Again, I want the dates, not just the year. The date of Ric Flair's WWE debut.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'll write down the points as I go along so I can keep track of that. So it's 1 point to Ian.
Ooh.
Give me a second while you're thinking.
I'll take the hint.
later in the year, autumn time.
Ding. Would it be in? Would it also be in November?
No, I can give you another clue. It's okay. I'll give you the month, but I want the day and the year. It's in September, but I want the day and year.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Or if you're struggling, just the year. I'll give you that.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say maybe September 10th, 1990.
Ooh, very close, but was it? The answer is that wasn't. Give me a second. No, Roman Reigns says not at all. So, Justin, he was very close with that answer. Very, very close.
Okay, so he was close with the. I'm gonna say September 11th, 1990.
Jesus, imagine debuting on that date.
It was September 9th, 1991.
Oh.
So nobody gets that, unfortunately.
Oh. Imagine making your debut on September 11th, years before it all happened.
Oh my God.
So question 3 is about Raw.
Right.
This is a fairly easy one when the 30th is tomorrow. The date of the first ever Monday Night Raw. The date again.
Ding, ding. It was ding. January 11th.
The year?
1993.
There we go. Yeah, seeing as we're at the 30th anniversary, was it correct? Let me see. What did Daniel Bryan say? Or Roman Reigns? And he says,
yeah,
correct. So that's 2 to Ian. So again, this is about Raw. Hopefully you watched the first ever Raw, because this is what it's about. And it's they made 2 people on the first ever Monday Night Raw.
Ding, ding.
Ian?
The 1-2-3 Kid and Razor Ramon.
Were they? And what does Rain say? Give me a second.
There.
Yeah, you could have had Undertaker, you could have had Demento, Yokozuna was there.
Coco Beware.
Vince. Could have had Vince. Could have had Vince, Julie King Lawler, I think. Bobby Heenan, Randy Savage. You could have had a number of them. Back to Ric Flair. Hopefully you know his title history. So Ric Flair's last world title reign. What title did he hold last?
Ding.
Go on.
WCW title.
And it is correct. Yeah.
Because he came back to WWE after the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
after
brought
he
it with
wrestled
him.
Sting.
That.
Well, not after he wrestled Sting. After the Survivor Series.
Let me just write down. So that's 2 to 3 to Ian. Sorry, I'm going to just write these down. Question 6 again, right? Ric Flair. Fairly easy one, and it is. Ric Flair's match was against.
Ding.
If you don't know, it's a tag match. So the 2 opponents were.
Ding. I think. Oh God, you're talking about the last match he wrestled back in the summer last year.
Yeah, that god awful match he wrestled. Yes.
Oh.
If you need a clue, I can give you one.
Oh shoot! I never watched. I know it was on. I just can't.
I didn't watch it either, but I knew who won. I know what happened, and he was god awful.
Okay. Shit.
Clue: one of the opponents is a Hall of Famer.
Oh, is it Jeff Jarrett
And
Jay Lethal?
Correct. Against Ric Flair and Andrade.
Start coming to me, and they've been teaming up a lot in AEW.
Against Ric Flair and Andrade, and it was god awful.
It was in my head. It was just in my head. It just coming.
It was god awful. And Rick, did you watch it, Justin?
No, because I knew it was going to be a disaster before it even happened.
I didn't watch it either, but apparently nobody won or lost because he had Ric Flair and Jeff had the shoulders down because Ric Flair couldn't get up on the figure four, so they just counted it and said, "Oh, Ric Flair, you've won," because he was dehydrated because he drank too much.
Oh my.
And then the first thing he wanted to do when he got out of the ring was drink, and Undertaker said, "No, you're drinking water."
Oh.
Never let him wrestle again. I've got to see that
But
match.
he wants to do.
I've got to see how bad that match is.
Question 7 about The Undertaker. So, The Undertaker's second WrestleMania opponent.
Ding! Ding!
Right, I've heard you.
It was Jake the Snake Roberts.
And it was correct. For a bonus point, sorry, just for fun, who was his first opponent?
Ding! I believe it was Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Yeah, and he won by count. Didn't he not beat him by count out?
No.
So, yeah, Ian's kind of winning all of this, unfortunately. This is question 7. I think 5 we've got so far. Question 8 about Raw. What big change happened to Raw at Raw 1000?
Ding! Raw went 3 hours.
God awful, it went 3 hours. It shouldn't be 3 hours. I think it should go back to 2, but yes, correct. I think that should have been 3 hours, and then all your big specials like Raw 30 and Legends Raw, they're 3 hours. But it's the times we're living in, and it's all about money. And
well, Nick Khan threatened that he'd make Raw longer than 3 hours if he got power.
Yeah,
that would be atrocious.
It's ridiculous. Apparently, they would make it like
that'd be like trying to sit through every special edition Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Very quickly, 10 seconds on this discussion, but yeah, I think he say he made Raw SmackDown 8 hours and Raw 12. It'd be like watching a WrestleMania weekly.
It'd be like
anyway,
WrestleMania weekly or watching every Lord of the Rings and Hobbit together, all the special editions.
They'd have to come
so
out.
Again, keeping with Raw 1000, 2 returns that happened at Raw 1000.
Ding. DX. And The
Okay.
Rock.
The Rock, we knew was turning up, so DX and
Ding. And
okay, Justin.
The Undertaker.
Correct. Yeah. Could have had many, but we knew The Rock was turning up, so I don't really. It was, and it wasn't a return.
Oh yeah.
We knew he was turning up, so was it a return? It was, and it wasn't. But The Undertaker definitely.
This is a really bad Raw.
Would you call Stephanie and Brock a return when Stephanie came out? Would you call Stephanie a return when she came out to confront Heyman during the Triple H Heyman segment?
Well, if they weren't, if you didn't know they were going to be there, like not Cena, Austin, you knew were going to be. Austin wasn't there, was he? No.
But did we know that DX, the rest of DX, were going to be there?
Did they? Okay, then then Undertaker and
did we know
Justin.
New Age Outlaws?
Yeah, still DX, aren't they? Well, okay, because it's Justin's one and only point so far. Justin's got it. Sorry, but
I don't want to be mean.
Yeah, you've got 6, 5, and Justin only got 1.
I guess I don't get to pull a Taker or a Goldberg or an Oscar
or a Jay Cargill. Ugh. Anyway, so this is a question that might take some working out, but what does the Undertaker streak stand at? It's not what you think. Go on. That was Justin.
It's at 24-2.
Close, very close, but Ian?
When you mean streak, do you mean every match he's competed in at WrestleMania?
His Mania streak, when it stands at, it's not 21-1, but it's something else.
It is 22.
And I'll give you a clue. Justin was damn close.
It is 25-2.
Correct. And he lost against Lesnar and Reigns.
Where did you miss out on 24-2? Justin, if you don't mind me asking.
I don't know. Like my mind was like, I missed one somewhere. It's like I cannot think.
Possibly, maybe
Cena?
Probably, yeah. Kind of forgettable.
Was the moment when was the little skit he had when he buried Cena?
That was kind of forgettable, wasn't it? Really.
And then he didn't show up at WrestleMania 35, and then he did the Boneyard match with AJ at WrestleMania 36.
Yeah, Cena was kind of forgettable, really. I thought, but there you go.
It was just a burial.
Yeah, why they did that, I don't know, but
I know,
I suppose maybe. So he looked strong, maybe coming back. I don't know. Anyway,
would Taker and AJ would have happened in a ring had it not been for COVID?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been as good, would it? I think that very quickly. I think COVID for that was a good thing to Cena and Bray match. If you want to call it a match, and Undertaker and Styles. Yeah, they would have both happened in the ring, and it would have been like, oh, okay.
It was also a bonus not to endure Reigns versus Goldberg.
Oh, thank God we didn't get that, eh? Anyway, I'm going to play a little quick thing and then we'll get back to the questions. So, next 10 questions are medium, and Ian, you're in the lead. So yes, Pro Wrestling Tees, and you can see there on my socials. So question 11 is about Raw again, and I hope you remember Raw 15. Otherwise, oh dear. Name 2 people in the Battle Royal for Raw 15.
Ooh, sugar.
You can have a clue, 2 clues for a half a point, or try and answer.
Holy Raw 15.
In the Battle Royal, 15, or I presume there were 15 superstars, or whatever. But
wasn't that the All Legends one?
There was a Hall of Famer in there. There was one Hall of Fame that I know of. There was somebody that used to be in the Brood. There was somebody who's been too cool. These are all clues for you. Go on, Ian.
I'm going to say, for the Brood, I'm going to say Gangrel.
Correct. And?
Too cool. I'm going to say, Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, you're correct. And you could have had Jim Nader, you could have had Skinner, you could have had, who else was in it? Can't remember now. Jesus, Skinner, Flash Funk. The Goon. You could have had any of these, really.
I was watching Raw, but I'm trying to forget that bad period between 2008 and 2011 in Raw.
I think Raw, the Battle Royal was quite inventive, but yeah, it's cool.
When they went into the era.
So, question 12 about Undertaker again, and we've got one viewer watching, whoever that is. Get your comments in if you want. So, the stipulation for the Undertaker versus Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania 33.
Ding. I'm going to say.
Justin's going between. Ian's going straight in. No clue whatsoever. We'll go on.
I'm going to say. Falls Count Anywhere.
Incorrect. And. This is to help you out, Justin. It didn't get announced until the night, so if that helps you out or not, I don't know either way. It's not Falls Count Anywhere, but Justin. Ian was damn close with that, I suppose.
It was no disqualification.
Yeah, no all's barred, no DQ, same damn thing, yeah.
Well done.
The same thing, they just wanted to say something different, just and then it would mean more, I presume. I don't know why it got changed into no disqualification, no holds barred, but there you go.
And happened at that WrestleMania. Do you think that would have main evented?
Say what? It did main event.
I know, but if
it did main event.
Yeah, no, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm asking you a question. Both of you question. If certain changes hadn't happened leading into that WrestleMania, would Reigns and Taker have main evented?
Probably either way. I think they were.
Yeah, I think that was.
This was the WrestleMania where we all hoped that Jericho and KO would have main evented, but then everything changed over the next few weeks with Goldberg and Lesnar, and then how they were all booked in that match, and then Reigns and Taker main evented.
I think this was just trying to push Reigns. That match was awful. Jesus Christ. The Undertaker just looked so old and attempting the tombstone. It just like, oh.
If you've seen,
didn't really get.
He's admitted he wasn't in the greatest of health that day.
It didn't get Reigns over, and that's where you could have turned Reigns heel the night after, but then, I don't know, whatever.
But no, like, we should have gotten Jericho and KO main eventing because they had the best story at the time.
Yeah, I suppose. So, back to Ric Flair. Ric Flair's first world title reign.
Date we have to get?
Or the title.
What title did he hold first?
It was the NWA.
And it's
Sweet Charlotte.
He admitted it before he started in NWA. He talked about it, and then after his time in NWA, I don't know, he went to WWE.
So, as we're coming into question 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you've only got 6, Ian. What's going on? Unless I've miscounted.
I've only got 6. Are you sure? I know I lost 2 of them, but I could have got. You've got to really count.
Well, you're still in the lead. You're still winning. Does it matter? I'm trying to keep track, but this is a 2-parter question. So it's about Raw, but also about Vince.
Okay.
So 2-parter question: who was meant to be Vince's illegitimate son, and why wasn't it?
Ding. I believe that answer was Mr.
Okay, and why wasn't it?
Because he got suspended in real life.
I don't think he did. That's not
wellness test and got suspended.
He got fired, didn't he?
No, something else happened to him because he took the briefcase off him because it wasn't a firing, it was something else.
No, what happened was he got injured first, and then that story.
There you go.
He was going to be in he was chosen, but then he failed the wellness policy test. He failed the second one, and then he didn't get fired till 2009 when Randy Orton ratted him out to Vince for breaking his wrist.
But he got injured, so that's the answer.
So, should I not get half a point because I did guess the right one who was meant to be?
Yeah, half a point, but he got injured, so I think he did get fired or suspended, whatever, but injury going into a suspension. And that would have worked because Vincent Kennedy at McMahon rather than Hornswoggle. It worked as well, I suppose.
Oh, if he was still Money in the Bank, if he had still been Money in the Bank and Vince's son, do you think he would have been facing Triple H for a title at Mania?
Yes.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah, probably.
But then again, we still had that good triple threat match.
Which at Mania 25? No, the 26. 20. Jesus Christ, 24.
With Cena, Orton, and Trips. That was
it was all right, but yeah. Back to Undertaker. Mid-card title, Undertaker as hell. It's only one title.
It's not really a mid-card. It's the hardcore title. It's the lower card.
It's basically a mid-card title at the time.
Mid-card, lower card, whichever, you're still correct. It's not a main title, is it?
Well, it was more like the lower card, although then again, like it was more suited for giants like Taker and Kane and Big Show. But then RVD and Blackman had some great moments with
it. So back to Ric Flair. Hopefully, again, you know your history on Flair. I think you'll get the first two answers and then maybe struggle with the third. Name me the three factions Ric Flair has been in.
Ding. Now, when you mean factions, do you mean WWE as well, or the other companies he's been in?
Impact, WWE, whatever.
Okay. 4 Horsemen, Evolution, and Fortune.
Fortune was the rip-off of 4 Horsemen, but
mostly featuring TNA originals.
Yeah. I think Ric Flair should have retired there after Mania 26. 30, 20. When did he retire? 24. Yeah. He should have retired there, I think.
TNA.
What?
He soiled his legacy wrestling in TNA with Jay Lethal, Mick Foley, and Sting.
Mm-hmm.
And with Hogan as well.
Has anything good happened in Impact TNA ever? I think when it used to be good. Not anymore though. Anyway,
you know who's in it. We know who's in it, but like I'd like to.
Does it get any ratings? Do people actually watch it? Anyway,
I don't think it has that much attention now that AEW is around. So it's more small based.
Back to Raw. The 2 locations Raw was held at.
Oh, I know one was the original location from '93.
Right, and
oh my God. This is my arch nemesis here.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. One of them, yes, was the original, and the other one, they've had SummerSlams there. They've had many Raws. They've had many SmackDowns.
I'm just going to wing it and take a chance. I'm going to say Madison Square Garden.
No. What other clues can I give you, really? When I say the answer, it's kind of, you'll go, oh yeah, of course. It's kind of a well-known place for WWE. I think they've had many Raws, many SmackDowns. I think they've done SummerSlam there. Might have done a Mania before, I think.
This might be my wild guess here, but I'm gonna say 2 locations was California and the Hammerstein Ballroom.
It was the Manhattan Center and the Barclays Center. Barclays was the main, and then they did Manhattan Center for your
I don't
throwback.
The Hammerstein.
What?
Locations is my kryptonite. That is all I can say.
I know.
Locations are my kryptonite.
Yeah, I've never I watched the Raw, but you keep forgetting where they're located.
Fair enough.
Unless Madison Square Garden or the O2 in London, then I'll be.
I'm sure that they've done. I'm sure they've done a SummerSlam at Barclays. Have they not?
I think they have.
Many Raws, many SmackDowns. So back to The Undertaker. Name me 2 people he has faced twice at WrestleMania. Clues, I think there's only 3.
Ding. So 2 people, easily.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
You couldn't name the third, but you didn't, which is fine. Yeah, correct.
No, the other one was. It was Kane.
Yeah.
Kane, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Question 19 was it again about Raw, and you've got many answers for this question, so I'll take any. But name me 2 Raw GMs. You've got many answers to choose from, so that was Justin.
We had Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair.
And the answer is correct. Yeah, you could have had anonymous GM. Well, okay, I'll say anonymous GM. And Ian, can you name any more?
The anonymous GM, Bret Hart.
For 1 week. Okay, then. Okay,
here's one. See if you remember. Mike Adley.
Oh my God!
Mike Adamle. Mike Adamle was awful. Go on. Anybody else?
Hardy.
Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero.
Well, hang on. Here's one. Here's one. Ashton Kutcher.
Well, that's more of a guest host. That was a guest host, not a GM.
Did you technically count Donald Trump as one because he technically was running the show at the time?
Yeah,
for 1 week. But I mean, like Vicky, John Laurinaitis, Teddy Long, Eric Bischoff, people that were there for more than just 1 week.
Coach? Does Coach count as one too? I wonder.
Yeah, was he GM or okay, coach? Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. We nearly forgot AJ Lee.
Was it longer than a week though?
No, AJ Lee.
Way longer than a week.
Yes, was it longer than a week? How long was she GM?
She lasted till November.
Okay, right then, fair enough. So question 20 about Raw. And let me find it. The huge return that happened in Raw in 2011. Can give you a clue.
Ding.
Ding. Is Ian going right in? Go on.
I believe it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I would have just took The Rock, but didn't need his full title. But yeah. Which I thought he would never come back, but yeah, that was pretty cool that he did.
Him hosting Mania too much.
Fruity Pebbles.
So
Pebbles Rose.
So as I play another thing, Ian, you're on, and I play miscounted here, but you're kind of winning. 1, 2, 10.5, and Justin unfortunately on 2. But the location one kind of messed you up, so Ian's dying over there, so I'll just play this while he dies. Let me just play this before you quick. So yes, on my socials there, follow me, and we've got an answer hang on, two answers. So he was in the Millionaires Club, Ric Flair. I wouldn't really count that as a faction, but I suppose okay then. And then he just said, yeah, Ric Flair is in the Millionaires Club. Was that a long-standing faction? I don't even remember it.
Wasn't that the one he was in with Arn Anderson, Benoit Malenko in WCW?
No, that was still the Horsemen. They had the whole Millionaires Club that was going up against Russo's New Breed there at one point. So.
Oh, 3 GMs we forgot to mention. 3 GMs we forgot to mention. Mick Foley, Kurt Angle, actually 4.
Yeah.
William Regal.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he was more Constable, but yeah.
Constable equals GM secretly. That's all it is.
Yeah, sure. And Alexa Bliss was.
And he's saying the answer 3 times. I think I've got it. He was in the Millionaires Club, right? I've got it 3 times. The question 21, and these are the harder questions, or well, depends if it's only easy if you know the answer. About Undertaker 21 is, I spelled this wrong, but name someone else that went to the Hall of Fame along with the Undertaker. I spelled it wrong, and you get what it says. So last year, Undertaker went in. Who went in along with him?
Ding.
Go on.
Steiner Brothers.
That's right,
yeah. Yeah. Mario, the question was spelled wrong. You could have had Vader. You could have had who else for Chamel? Didn't she not go in?
Damn.
Titus O'Neil, I suppose, part of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he did. That's right. Yeah.
Technically part of the Hall of Fame. That's not all that went in, surely.
I was going to say, I think there was somebody else. I think there was another female that went in, but...
Let me have a look. Shawn Michaels, Taker, Steiners, Vader.
Was Jacqueline in that year?
No. Vader went in. Let me look very quickly.
I could swear there was another female inductee there, but I can't remember who it was.
So, Taker, Vader, Shawn Michaels, Steiners, Shag Gaspard.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Shag Gaspard got the Warrior Award, not Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil was 36, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, Titus O'Neil was 37. There wasn't a Hall of Fame for 36 because of COVID.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Shag Gaspard, not Titus O'Neil, but Titus O'Neil technically part of the Hall of Fame, I suppose.
Well, he got into the Hall of Fame last year. They had to merge the one for 2010 and 2011 because of the pandemic.
Yeah, which was... they did what they could, I suppose. This question's actually spelt right. About Ric Flair again. Fairly, if you know the answer, you know the answer. Who inducted Ric Flair into the Hall of Fame?
Triple H.
And it was correct.
And of course, you tell him to get off stage because he was.
Damn it! That's the next question as well. I'm going to show it anywhere. So the next question is, Ian kind of already answered it, but still, I'm going to ask it. What happened to Ric Flair? What happened with Triple H involving Ric Flair at the Hall of Fame?
He was whispering in his ear to try to get him off because he was going over time.
So you kind of answered that anyway. You kind of preempted what I was going to ask, but yeah. And yeah, I think he said you've got like 3 more minutes, and then he still kind of on talking. He said, "Right, you've got to go." I was like, "Oh, okay."
You have to have you have to be really strong to stay through some of the Hall of Fame speeches because they're really fucking long.
Yeah, I like the Hall of Fame, but it is long, and it does cater to your hardcore fans that want it to be long. What?
They're like acceptance speeches at the Academy Awards.
Last year it was fast. Everybody else except for Undertaker got like 2 minutes.
I know, because I think fans get really rowdy at it, so that's why they make it.
If I had it my way, I would have made the entire thing about Undertaker, the greatest gimmick ever. So, that's what I would have done. Made the entire.
Would have had people in there that were connected to Taker to make it a great gimmick, like Vader was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said that he went too long. It's the Undertaker. I don't think he went long enough. But anyway, so Ian, you kind of answered this earlier, but you need 2 Raw guest hosts.
Ding. Donald Trump.
GMs, not general managers, guest hosts were there just for one night, promoting whatever they were promoting. Go on.
Okay. Do wrestlers count as well?
I suppose, if you want to pick them, yeah.
Donald Trump and Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, yes. Donald Trump, no. Not a guest host.
Hang on.
You can have another answer, Justin.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to think of some other. We had Bob Barker. Wayne Brady was one.
Was it? No. Bob Barker, yes. And I'm going to say Wayne Brady, no, but I'll give you another go.
Meatloaf was one.
Yeah, and are you correct? Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Meatloaf. Could have had Ozzy Osbourne. You could have had wrestlers. You could have had Roddy Piper, Stone Cold, Sergeant Slaughter, Ashton Kutcher. Thought you would have got that.
Seth Green did it as well.
What?
Seth Green did it as well.
Seth Green, he actually wrestled.
Yeah.
Hammerstein Ballroom is in the Manhattan Center, but Raw 1000.
Cedric the Entertainer was there as well. Cedric the Entertainer was there. Who else was there?
The question I asked was Raw 25 was from 2 locations. Raw was 1000 from 1 location. So as we're coming into the last question, Justin's on 4, and it's added 3 times. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. So last question, it's about Undertaker again. Hopefully you know your Taker history. And it is, what company did Undertaker starting?
Ding.
It wasn't WWE.
Ding. The answer was, of course, WCW.
And the answer is no, it wasn't. Here's a clue. Jim Cornette talks about it all the time on his podcast.
Dang.
Go on.
It's Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
What?
Is it Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
It's a company that did Cornette own Smoky Mountain? It's the other company they owned in. It used to be the training ground for WWE, like before the performance and before all of that. He had a match against Kane. Kane called the Unibomber. Can't help you more than that. People like Batista and John Cena and Orton came through it. Yeah, no, it's still just go on, Justin.
OVW.
There we go. That's where Undertaker started. So yes, OVW. I know it's sending more things more than one. So yeah, he started in OVW. So let me just play this, and then I'll reveal the winner. But I think we know who the winner is already. Give me a second. 1 second. 1 second. So let me take that off, and Jesus. So let me work this out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 and a half to 5. Your winner is Ian. So congratulations to Ian. You advance. So you have to advance to. So you advance again to let's call it the semi-finals.
Hard luck, Justin. Well played, though. Well played.
The locations did mess Justin up, I think. Maybe I should have been a bit more clear on the questions, but
I mean, you could do location questions. It's just I'm not good with locations.
I know. I'd be the same as well. Like when I watch Raw, I just watch it. I know the matches. I just forget the location.
That's right. Yeah. I don't pay attention to be like, we're in Detroit this week, and we were.
I don't keep up. I don't keep up with what SmackDown's in, whatever. But big ones: Raw 25, Raw 30 tomorrow, Raw 1000. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So Ian, you have nothing to promote, do you?
No.
We can say your Twitter if you want.
No, it's okay. It's okay at the moment. I'm not using
it. Justin, give me a second. That and
yes.
Let me find the picture. Picture. There you go.
Yes, In Time Wrestling Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at JustinTime211. You see it on the screen before. Find the podcast, give it a listen. Yes, right now it has been on a very long hiatus, but we are coming back, guaranteed. So keep your eyes peeled. Definitely, people out there in Twitter world, certainly following on Twitter. Again, the insights are very, very good. You say whatever he's thinking, like you'll say for example, Solo Rhea, when you said that it made Solo look very weak when he stepped out, when he stepped back from Rhea, I thought, yeah, it did. He didn't really put over Solo. But yeah, so your intakes are very good, I think.
I think he kind of stepped back because he knew that it was setting up for the Ali attack.
Maybe, but if you want, we'll discuss this backstage. So, Justin, when do your podcast coming back? Or do you not know?
Not a set date, but it will be coming back. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. Follow my brother on Twitter at JeremyTime721. We will be again. You'll see when the episode comes out. You'll know when it is. And again, if you have any kind of way to listen to podcasts, subscribe to the podcast, give it a listen, and just keep your notifications on. You'll know when it drops.
And unlike me, just mainly WWE, or you cover all companies: WWE, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor.
I didn't Impact. I added an Impact show at one point. Like we've covered a lot of different stuff right now. We're even doing classic shows, like most of the time. So just
some of the classic stuff are good. Some of if it's all Vince, then it's all bad. Most of it.
Good.
I wanted to do a Lucha Underground thing, like series on here, but I cannot access Lucha Underground at all, which is really disappointing.
Oh, that actually.
I can probably give you a link to a website that I watch NXT on, that I watch Young Rock on, that I watch the biography series on, and all of that. There's a website out there, so I don't know if it's on there or not. Not much call for Lucha Underground, I don't think, but it might be.
I'll have to look.
And we got an answer for Raw guest host, the Muppets. Yes, the Muppets hosted Raw.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
And so did Hugh Jackman.
What?
And so did Hugh Jackman, where he punched off Ziggler.
Yeah, there was like 50 guest hosts. That was good for its time. And was it not? What are the Muppets called? I know Kermit. I know Miss Piggy. I don't know all the Muppets. And he said Seamus looked like him. Whatever he's Muppets called. Beaker. There we go. Beaker. But yes, they did host. Yeah, that's insanity. The Muppets hosted Raw. Anyway, so yeah, well done to go on.
I let that one slide because I love the Muppets.
Okay. So yeah, well done to Ian. I'll find you an opponent in a couple of weeks. I'll put you both backstage now if you want to discuss more about Raw, WrestleMania, or whatever. We can do. If not, fine. So thank you to both joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
So yes, definitely Justin 2-on-1. Look out for the podcast. Following and quickly. If you want to, there's another podcast out there. If you're interested in podcasts, Domcast. If you're interested in eFeds, TWF Network, ASPW Network, and Billy Ray Dog Extreme Wrestling. If you're into your more promo-based eFeds, Promo Performance Alliance, and DWF Degenerate Wrestling Federation, both on Facebook, and Promo Performance Alliance is on YouTube as well. And last but not least, Pancakes and Power Slams. Definitely check it out. The host, well, the wrestling subjects this week, it was about should The Rock win the Rumble? And he'll interview a wrestler on the Sportskeeda page. This week it was meant to be Gunner, but because of the unfortunate sad news of Jay Briscoe, it was just a kind of a talk with Bill Apter. But certainly go and check it out. Sportskeeda, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the lot. I'll see you guys soon. I am doing a live watch party for the Rumble next week. So if Justin wants to join me, Ian wants to join me, or anybody else wants to join me, go ahead. Anybody else wants to be in the quiz, let me know. But for now, it is Ricky Goldman out.